Myself, I'm Dr. Nagesh. I'm an emergency physician working with the Global Hospitals, Hyderabad, India. Acidity in layman's language, I would say, in the stomach we have something called acid which gets released by parietal cells. This acid acts on the walls of the stomach. When there's nothing in the stomach which can neutralize this acid, that's when the acid acts on the stomach wall and then it creates acidity. Usually patients do come with some sort of complaint saying that epigastric burn. The most common complaint they say is it's burning in my chest. Some people do say it's kind of chest pain and they're more scared. This could be because of heart attack, and so they're the more worried. The heart is in danger when they get this epigastric burn, and they also have some sort of discomfort in the abdomen. Some also feel nausea, decreased appetite. Nausea is a vomiting sensation, whereas decreased appetite is, they don't feel like eating. These are the most common complaints that we do come across whenever patients do complain of this acid peptic disease. Obviously, I would say the lifestyle factors add more as like a risk factors rather than causative agents. The risk factors like smoking, alcohol, you have stress related, and there's some sort of spicy food that you take, more of oil rich in food. So these are the factors which can really aggravate or really start the process of acid peptic disease in the stomach. These days, we commonly come across the lack of sleep, which can also increase the acid production in the stomach. Ultimately, the victim comes out with the complaint saying that acid burn, and again, it's the same gastritis. The lifestyle plays a very, very important role in the causation, as well as it is also associated in the pathology of the acid peptic disease. Obviously, I do agree with that notion, but it's not just spices alone. The way of cooking also affects, causes this kind of acidity. Like when you use spices in the moderate amount, it's not going to cause this acid peptic burn. But when it is used in the more, when the spices are used more in the more amounts or the more quantities, or if it's not balanced, or if it's more of more oil usage. So these are the spices which can also lead to the chronic acid peptic disease rather than acute. We've seen patients who complaining to us saying that I had some spicy food in the afternoon. Now I started feeling the bloating of the abdomen, vomiting sensation. So I had some soda and then I got relieved. So these are the common things that we come across with the patients when they come with the acid peptic disease. So yes, spices do cause acid peptic disease. It also aggravates the acid peptic disease if it is already present in the victim. See, due to low doctor-patient ratio that we have in India, not everyone who is suffering with the acid peptic disease doesn't knock the door of the doctor. They try some home remedies, and then if it doesn't work, that's when they come to us. The majority of the people try home remedies first and then come to us. Now, the most common home remedy that I've seen my patients using is usually they go for some sort of soda, carbonated soda, or they go and get a gulp of something caffeine mixed drinks, so that they feel immediately the burp that comes out after taking that soda or the drink, they feel comfortable after. It doesn't, so they don't understand it's just an immediate relief that they get, but it's actually a damage that is being caused by the carbonic acid that's present in that soda. So that's the most common that I've seen, and I've also seen people drinking cold milk. And there are some sort of things like they drink a lot of water. Hydrotherapy in a way, even I do support hydrotherapy. If you take a lot of water when you have acid burn or epigastric burn, it does work out sometimes. When they come to us after trying everything at home, and so now it's our responsibility to get into the history of the disease, what exactly the causation factor for this particular disease. Now, if it's a stress, we need to bring down the we need to do some stress therapy. If it is because of the spicy food, we need to educate them what kind of diet they need to take. So lifestyle modification is what we suggest them first, and then along with the lifestyle modification, we have several kinds of medicines. We have a group of antacids, we have a group of proton pump inhibitors, we have group of the alkali salts again, which acts as antacids, and we have protective membrane agents which will protect the inner lining from the effects of the acid. See, it's as simple as, when there is an acid, you need something to neutralize that. So the antacid neutralizes the acid that's present in the stomach. So antacid works by neutralizing. It's an alkali which neutralizes the acid. So obviously the acid gets neutralized and the effect on the stomach walls get minimized, or it gets decreased with the alkali presence in the stomach. So that's how the alkalis act in the stomach. In acute conditions, when the patient is not really comfortable with the kind of complaint that he's having, we usually go with some sort of drug called Polycrol Plus, which gives relief in 10 seconds to the max after the injection of the drug. So now, in the chronic cases, we also try this Polycrol Plus as well as Polycrol because of its effectivity and the strength of the medicine that it has got. So these are the common medicines that we use first, and we educate the patient when they need to take this Polycrol Plus and when to take this Polycrol. So acute patients, we always think about something which acts immediately, so that the patient gets relief immediately. In chronic cases, we need something to neutralize the acid for longer duration. We don't need immediate relief, but we need something to neutralize in the longer duration. So we select something which acts for the long time. I strongly feel Polycrol is very safe in using pregnancy as well as the special group of populations like someone with the liver disorders, someone with the renal disorders. Polycrol can be used without thinking much about the side effects of the Polycrol on the patient. Thank you so much.